Main market-listed technology firm Datasonic Group is said to have bagged a contract with an estimated value of close to 1 billion ringgit over 10 years. A source told The Edge the job entails providing total turnkey solutions for the land office of a West African nation. It is said to be a private finance initiative project with the government of the said country and Datasonic splitting the revenue in the ratio of 60-40. The source said the contract value for Datasonic's portion is projected to be around 100 million ringgit every year. Upon the expiry of the initial 10-year term, the deal will be automatically renewed for a further 5 years, subject to the revision on the profit-sharing formula. It is learnt that the two parties have agreed that the prevailing rate chargeable on a successful land title issuance under the e-land system will be €1,000 or 4,672 ringgit, which means Datasonic will be collecting €400 for every transaction made. According to sources, the African country guarantees a minimum number of 500,000 land title migration and issuance during the contract period. A back-of-the-envelope calculation shows that Datasonic's total contract value over the 10-year period will be €200 million. Maybank Investment Bank believes that Bank Negara may spring a surprise tomorrow by either holding the overnight policy rate or making a dovish hike, accompanied by explicit language to signal a pause ahead. According to a Bernama report, the investment bank said this is aimed at curbing the negative feedback loop. It said another rate hike this month could, in its view, reinforce the upward spiral on the 3-month Kuala Lumpur interbank offered rate CLIBOR unless a compensating liquidity measure is announced. Maybank IB said if the key interest rate is kept at 2.75%, analysts are expecting the 3-year Malaysian government securities yield to fall to 3.25 to 3.4%, barring any US rates sell-off, and 3-month CLIBOR to start easing gradually. It notes that the market overwhelmingly expects the central bank to hike the rate by 25 basis points, but it believes investors may want to position for a surprise hold, considering that the market is already well priced for additional hikes in the rate to around 3.25%. Malaysia's trade performance in 2022 surpassed 2 trillion ringgit for the second consecutive year and registered the fastest growth since 1994. Exports expanded 25% to 1.55 trillion ringgit and imports breached 1 trillion ringgit for the first time, jumping by 31.3% to 1.29 trillion ringgit. MITI Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz said the trade surplus rose by 0.6% to 255 billion ringgit. This is the 25th straight year of trade surplus since 1998. He said this was a positive reflection that the nation's trade performance is on an upward trajectory, boosted by higher external demand and strong commodity prices. On the outlook for 2023, MITI expects Malaysia's trade performance to grow at a slower pace, in tandem with the outlook by the World Trade Organization, which anticipates global trade to grow by 1%. Malaysia's trade is expected to expand by 1.3%, while exports and imports are seen rising by 2.2% and 0.2% respectively. Amid the headwinds, MITI expects continuous demand for manufactured goods, especially electrical and electronic products, to support trade growth. The KL High Court has now fixed March 3rd to deliver its decision on whether to call former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak to enter his defence or to free him in the 1MDB audit report tampering case. The court initially fixed January 30th to deliver the decision. Deputy Public Prosecutor Ahmad Akram Garib and Deputy Registrar Catherine Nicholas separately confirmed this with The Edge when contacted. No reasons were indicated for the postponement. In this trial, Najib is charged with abuse of power as a public officer in his capacity as the then Prime Minister and Finance Minister in altering the 1MDB audit report, which was to be tabled to the Public Accounts Committee in 2016. This was so that no action could be taken against him by Parliament. If convicted, Najib faces a maximum 20 years in jail and a minimum fine of 10,000 ringgit or 5 times the amount of such gratification, whichever is higher. Former 1MDB President and Chief Executive Officer Arukanda Kandasamy is charged with abetting Najib. The court will be ruling on Arukanda's indemnity on March 3rd as well. TT Vision Holdings made an impressive debut on the ACE market of Bursa Malaysia, opening at RM1.49 to its IPO price of 34 sen, a premium of 338.23%. At the close, it pared some gains to close at RM1.28. TT Vision CEO and Executive Director Gun Kun Yin told the press today that the company's promoters and key senior management have been working relentlessly for the past 21 years to grow the group into what it is today. He said TT Vision aims to continue growing to greater heights and increase its market share in other prominent semiconductor, optoelectronics and solar cells markets such as the US, Germany, South Korea, China and Malaysia. Gun is also positive in the group's market outlook, adding that China's reopening is crucial for TT Vision, while photovoltaic growth will continue in coming years. The group has yet to declare a dividend policy.